Peace and love, and welcome to Mama Africa's Market House. We will be right back after this quick intro.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution.
And you will be entered into our studio.
Peace and love, everybody. Welcome to Mama Africa's Marketplace. We have a beautiful guest with us this morning. And let's welcome in my good brother, Zen Frankie.
Magical day.
Peace.
World. Peace and love.
How you feeling?
I feel good. I feel great.
You got your hat on, and it's making me want to say peace, love, and soul, my brother.
Ooh.
Yes, sir. It's so good to see such a beautiful face and a beautiful smile this morning at 7 a.m. Welcome. Thank you for joining us here at Mama Africa's house.
Absolutely.
Let's just start off with telling people a little bit about who Zen Frankie is.
Yes. I'm from the west side of Chicago. I'm a healer.
West side.
Sorry,
I can't. I gotta always do that anytime I hear it. I'm from the west side, okay? I'm always representing west side. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Peace and love, brother.
Peace and love. I'm a healer, a vegan chef, comedic yoga instructor, Reiki Master, musician, sound healer, herbalist, mycologist, all around medicine man, father, husband, community man. Yes.
Ashe. So one of the wait, what happened to it? Wait, where we go?
Okay.
There you go, Baba. So one of the reasons why, of course, I thought about you coming to the show today is well, first I'm gonna start off with this story. I had a person tell me that they was at your one of your sessions. I have not been able to get to one of your sessions yet, but I will down here. Are you still at Studio Yogi?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to come down there. So I was told that they had their eyes closed and they were like, man, I'm really feeling some type of way because I know everybody else in this room is like a little jealous because he been over here with me the whole time. And they was like, and I'm like, man, like I'm feeling uncomfortable because I don't want nobody to feel like he over here giving me extra special attention. And she said she opened her eyes up, you was all the way in front of the room. So I was like, okay, this brother got some little pie-yow. Okay. Got some pie-yow. So I got to get down there to visit to experience that. And it was in one of your sound healing sessions. Can you talk a little bit about your sound therapy?
Yes. I offer ambisonic sound healing sessions at Studio Yogi, which is infused with Reiki, ancestral magic, and a bunch of instruments. I play about 15 instruments around the space. Sometimes I come close to people, but majority of the time I'm sitting down.
So what is sound therapy? What is sound healing? What is
sound healing? Is using instruments to bring the body into alignment, to balance the chakras, to cool the mind, right? Sound is used in all indigenous practices to connect with a higher source of power. And I'm specific with the instruments. They call me. I'm self-taught with a lot of my instruments. And all instruments have their own frequency to heal.
Let's just, for example, give us some of the instruments that have called you.
I have a didgeridoo. I use a 3-set now, thanks to you. I use that in my sound healing.
Ashe.
Yeah, crystal bowls, harmonica, oudou, chimes. I have Jamaican drum made by the Rastas.
Okay.
What else do I use?
So just real quick, because you naming them off, but people don't know what a didgeridoo is. What's your
A
didgeridoo?
didgeridoo is a long piece of wood from Australia
Mm-hmm.
by the Aboriginals. Someone brought it back from Australia and gifted it to me. And you blow into it, and it has a deep, robust sound.
Mm.
The deeper the sound, the more grounding, the more connected to the earth. The higher pitch the sound, the more etheric, the more connected to source. Right. That's why, and Ifa, we use the drum to call upon our ancestors, and the human voice also is used as an instrument. I utilize my voice more now, so I sing in like an alto sound pitch, and the human voice has the ability to go 1,000 hertz. So that's why the voice can like break a glass. That's why when someone's singing, often it's in a higher pitched song, and it brings you to tears. So, in combination of all these different instruments, some simultaneously, in accordance with my voice, it just does the magic. It just does the magic.
Ashe. So I guess what I'm also, because a lot of people that may watch the show don't really understand what all of that means.
Yeah.
How does sound affect our everyday lives? How does sound affect our body? How does sound affect the dis-ease in our body? For example, I have a 10-foot copper pyramid in the back.
Mhm.
And when I got under there, my girlfriend was playing a singing bowl, and I could feel the frequencies going through every part of my body, like everywhere she had the sound, like it was bouncing off each of those poles. And I can kind of feel where my body kind of was set up in frequencies and where those blockages were in my body, where things weren't flowing properly.
Yeah.
So what got you into sound therapy?
Being a Reiki practitioner. And what got me into being a Reiki practitioner was Crohn's disease. I healed myself of Crohn's disease.
Okay.
Yeah. So how spirit came to me, and I'm one of the people that like understand the power of sickness, right? Oftentimes we demonize it, and we just want to get rid of it, but it's there for awareness. It's speaking to us. It's demanding us to do something because we didn't listen to the subtle voice of Spirit of God. So now God, like, all right, I got something for your eye. And so the sickness comes, right? Something more. You listen to that because your body's out of alignment. You're in pain.
Yep.
So it's loud,
true.
right?
It's true.
And so it was clear. Spirit, God was like, in order for you to heal yourself, you have to become vegan. You have to do something to strengthen your mind, because when I was going through my Crohn's, I asked the doctors, is it true that 60% to 70% of sickness is in your head? And they said, yes. That's why we give, what are those pills called? I can't think of them right now. They're not real, but they give them to you to see if it's actually going to work, or a placebo. There we go. Placebo. And they said yes. So I strengthened my mind. I became Zen Buddhist. And I knew it was God because no one in my family was vegan. At the time, I knew nothing about veganism. And I listened and I kept listening. And then gifts started coming out. I became a Reiki practitioner, became a Comedic yoga instructor, a vegan chef, and on and so forth. And here we are.
I was just about to say, and getting right into that, it's funny you talk about dis-ease and sickness, because there's a hold on one second, we're gonna get that back to that. That's a picture of you and then the little one doing some Reiki.
Yeah.
But talking about dis-ease with the body, I keep telling myself, like, I know I got to get better, right? I know I got to eat better. I know I got to eat right. And it's like, am I going to wait until the doctor make me, you know what I'm saying? Am I going to wait until the sickness and the dis-ease kick in and make me, like, at some point you have to stop. So I'm on my path right now, eating raw, doing a detox. and eating vegan definitely seems a little stressful. You want to talk a little bit about more being a vegan chef and how we make veganism not disgusting.
Right. I'm very
But it is very
specific.
beautiful though. My body craved the live foods. But go ahead and talk a little bit more about your being a vegan chef.
Yeah. I'm aware that when I'm meal prepping for people who are trying to bring their bodies into balance from dis-ease, I'm grateful and gifted with understanding spices, right? It's the spices that make food taste good, because meat by itself is disgusting. But when you add the spices to it, you put that love on it, it amps it up. Same with food, with vegan food, any type of food. So I'm grateful that I was able to study spices and from various cultures and concocting them in a way that my Black people deem delicious, because we have the hardest, most challenging palate to please, right? And it's because of we cold in the kitchen. And so oftentimes veganism is curated by white people. And we are aware that that spice combination ain't the greatest for our palate. So I make sure that the food is delicious and nutritious.
Yes.
Right. It matters, especially for new people who are transitioning. Like it can't be bland. It can't like, oh, what's this? Like, even if they question what's this, it has to hit.
Now we got a quick video of you here with some of your delicious food.
Oh yes. Mushrooms and waffles. Yes.
Chicken and waffles, mushrooms.
Yes.
This is good. Now what's going on there?
That's watermelon. So I have a dish where I prepare, the entire watermelon is edible. Oftentimes we just throw away the rind.
Mm-hmm.
But I cook the
That is so
watermelon
beautiful.
in turkey. I cook it in a turkey bag, and I put vegetables and mushrooms inside of it, and it's delicious.
You making it look good, Baba. I ain't gonna lie.
It's delicious. It's delicious.
Wow. Yeah. I didn't even know you was I didn't know you was getting down like this.
Oh, I'm absolutely cold.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now what's this? Black rice?
Yeah, black rice. That's sushi. So, the watermelon tastes like fish in textures, just the spices and the seasonings.
This all look delicious.
Yeah.
I need to get you down here so you could do some pop-ups or something.
Oh, I would love to.
Get some Zen Frankie delicious vegan eats here at Mama Africa's Marketplace.
I would love to do a cooking class there.
Yes, sir. That definitely is
And I like to make food look beautiful. The more beautiful, you eat with your eyes first.
Yes, sir. So
I'm aware that I had a restaurant. I turned my patio into a restaurant during the warm months. And I offer a 3-star, 4-star experience to our people at a very affordable price. It started during COVID when we couldn't go out to eat anymore. And I'm like, all right, I saw they were like, all of the restaurants had spaces outside. So, okay, I can do that. And so I had questioned myself, like, it's my patio. Like, do I want to do this? Like, are people going to F with it? And they did. And I was changing lives. So that was the first time I saw how truly strong and medicinal my food was, and seeing people cry when they eat food. Like that's a different frequency I was tapped into. And people and it was no menu. So you don't know what you're eating until it's in front of you. You let me know if you have any allergies, if you don't like something, but I'm cooking what I want to cook for you.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
And it's interesting too, because I see that in the Hispanic communities a lot. When you ride it through, they just got a table outside in the tent, and people are coming, they cooking, they eating.
Right.
So I think it's awesome, it's dope to be able to offer things like that, and even just bringing that into our community. Okay, we got Mama Lotus said, I sure do wish I had some of that kale salad. Baby, I wish I had some of everything that's on there, okay? Man, especially this early in the morning.
Yes.
The salad I'm talking. Oh, she's asking you, Baba. You know the salad she's talking about?
I absolutely do.
What's the
event together.
About?
It was a regular kale. To me, it was a regular kale salad. But to others, it was a delicious kale salad. I also use herbs, right?
Uh-huh.
Oftentimes, I'm mindful. I like to use herbs multiple ways in the tea, in the food, and in spiritual baths. So I like to tackle mental blockages, spiritual blockages, energetic blockages, physical blockages, in these various ways with herbs. Yeah.
And just talking about that a little bit more, how do you do that? How does that affect the body? How do you remove blockages with herbs?
Well, herbs are spirits, right? They're spirits. They have living life force, living vitality. That's why all of Western medicine is derived from a plant. They concoct other things with it, but it derives from a plant first, right? Before you could go to a doctor, you went to an herbalist, or what else what did they call them? An earth person in your village, and they brought you
The
the
medicine man.
there you go, medicine man, the concoction to bring your body into alignment. And since we are all three, spirit, energy, and human, all of those things sometimes need to be in alignment, especially on this earth. Earth is harsh, right? Earth is a very harsh place. It's things on a daily attempting to disturb your peace and take you up out of here if you don't have the proper protection to ward them out, right? Whether it's physical, mental, or spiritual. Something like our minds never shut off, and we all have those thoughts and those voices because it's just what it is. So how do we protect our mind, right? How do we cool our thoughts? How do we soothe our mind so that we can absolutely be our best selves, not allowing these thoughts that aren't really real to disturb who we are, and connecting with our higher selves, connecting with our Ori, staying connected with our crown chakra, right? Which is a connection to source. Our Ori is our higher self, which knows everything. It knows it. And the more you connected with that, the more wisdom, the more confidence you have to maneuver through this earth.
What do you mean by Ori?
Ori in Yoruba is our higher self. So it's akin to the crown chakra in Hinduism. Ori is the tops of our heads, right here, right at the top. This is why it's the last part to get developed onto a baby, because it's the most sensitive. And the Ori is in Yoruba, it's your own divinity. You know, we are our own Orisha, and no ancestor, no Orisha can enter your world unless your Ori approves it. So it's our own divinity, it's our own source of connection, connecting with God. And it's
Okay.
for us. It's only us that have that.
I'm sure.
Everyone has their own Ori, and everyone is their own Orisha. We just forget that, right?
You know, it's funny you talking about that. I'm not going, we don't get real deep off into none of that today. But it's definitely been something that we have been pushed away from.
Yeah.
We're told that, to be proud is, to be sinful. Pride always coming for a fall, which, is balanced in life.
Mm-hmm.
But when you think about your higher self, you think about, being elevated or being a deity or consider yourself, a part of, I'm just say the God system for,
Yeah.
folks that's working. Then it's, it's not really talked about. It's kind of taboo to say. And it's very, very real, because if we pour more into ourselves the way we did into other things, or if we looked, because they said we're born with everything that we need. God made us with everything that we need. So we should be able to go within and look for everything. We shouldn't have to look outside of ourselves for anything, which means that we are our first temple, which is why we got to make sure we eating right and, taking care of our temple and pouring into it life, because we wanted to produce life as well. Now we do have, I know we have this photo right here. This is going to be a little intro into where we're going to go next. This is your beautiful family.
Yeah.
I definitely you know, when I see y'all coming, y'all just look fly. Let me just say that.
Thank
You know,
you.
you looking fly. Your queens are looking fly. The children are looking fly. Who is Zen, the family man? How do you do this?
Um, my family is my first practice. So all of my medicine is first practice onto my family. So they get it first. And to see how early, because we didn't grow up with this world around us, right? And so to have children to grow up in spaces where they can be free, their creativity is honored and valued, and who they are is acknowledged early on matters, right? It's no, and we homeschool our kids, so we're not suppressing their natural and their gifts and who they are at their core. We we uplift them, we honor, and to see like, wow, you got this genius from us this early. It's so beautiful to see, like, wow, to see your gifts manifested even greater in your children is such a powerful thing to experience on this earth. Like, wow, you got this at a baby? Like my 16-year-old, the brother cold in the kitchen. He's been cold since he was what, like how long he's been cooking? Maybe a couple years now. But the brother got it.
Mm-hmm. And he
They
got it
got
because you poured into him.
Yeah, he saw the practice at home. Subira, our oldest daughter, Ayana was a dancer when she was being cooked and curated. And sis, cold and brilliant. Her body is her wisdom, it's her medicine in this present season of her life. And she's a beautiful, beautiful dancer.
She is.
And our baby girl Yara, like now seeing she's coming into herself and her connection to sound and certain instruments, like to hear her blow out of a bugle, out of a trumpet, like wow, like to figure it out that early, like
Mm-hmm.
wow.
To see yourself manifesting in these little.
Yeah, it's powerful because you have to create the stage for them too.
Mm-hmm.
The stage has to be clear. The stage has to be bright. The stage has to be lit and open and welcoming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she's our spiritual baby. She got her leckage this year.
Ashe.
Her and Lennox, the oldest boy.
Ashe. Who do you practice with? Just curious.
Um, Babalaje is my godfather.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Ile Oro.
Ashe. Ashe.
Yeah,
I like Baba.
yeah,
So y'all having a Bembe here Saturday. You coming?
yes. But I won't be there because we have a concert.
Okay. 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 But
Yeah,
go ahead, keep going because I got one more question before we get to this commercial break.
okay. Um, so yeah, it's powerful. And then Bodie, the drummer, to see, I was drumming more when he was being cooked and curated. Brother absolutely is a master drum. He gets rhythm.
Man, he was up in here getting down.
Yeah, he gets it. And then to see Aiko get it also, like wow, you got it even younger because your older brother
Mm-hmm.
has it. So to see you practicing early morning, you crawl into your instruments and you're playing them, and then to have the tools around them just as play matters.
Yeah.
Right. That's why Montessori's are so like that energy of teaching. Like you just have the things around and you
Yeah.
just let the kids go to whatever they're connected with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, I want to see if you can break down a little bit about your relationship and how your family structure is set up with the two queens.
Got you.
Hi, I'm Naima Latif, and if you're watching this, that means you're one of the 4.6 billion people from around the world who are using an electronic device to talk to people. In these times, people are using the internet to talk to everybody. Friends, neighbors, family members, co-workers. People are on their cell phones and computers all day long. Now, if you're in business, that is great news. That means you can sell your products and services all day long and never have to leave your home. All you need is a media connection, somebody to connect you to an audience. And that's why I'm talking to you today. We produce programs, and our audience members are people who shop. They buy clothes, food, beauty supplies, cleaning supplies, home repair, transportation services, childcare services. Whatever you're selling, they need to buy it. We're your media connection. Just follow this link, and tomorrow you can sit back and relax at home while your business is making you money.
All right, Baba. So I kind of am a firm believer in it can't just be one for us all. It can't just be one for us all. I know everybody believe in what they believe in. Unfortunately, I got taboos against multiple relationships. But it is definitely not set up in this lifestyle for us to just be with one person for the rest of our life till we die. That's it. That's all. People bring so many different things to our life. We got people that bring, stability, foundation, financial support, healing work, just different types of people that have different types of things that they offer and they can bring to us. So it just brings me to the next question, which is if you could tell us a little bit more about your family structure and how does that work?
Yeah, so we're in a poly relationship, and it just happened. It wasn't planned. Me and Ayana had been together for 10 years, and the trio, the three of us, have been together 3 years.
I should.
And before, like, I went and got a reading first, and I had all of us get readings to see if this was in our divine path. Asked our ancestors to see, like, what spirit said about this, and the spirit said, "No, I would have moved on it."
Mm-hmm.
So, it's beautiful. I'm grateful. I'm so blessed in this lifetime to have two women love me fully and to allow space for each other also to be. And like, none of this works if they're not happy. So if they're not catered to properly, if they're not loved and the way that their love language is needed, if they're not nourished, and it doesn't work. And oftentimes men want to, like, just collect women because it makes them feel good, right? And what feminine energy does to us, it lights us up. Feminine energy is fun, it's bright, it's creative energy, it's spiritual power. And when you truly connect to the core of the feminine, you truly get to experience that in this life. And I am absolutely nothing without them. This relationship doesn't work if they don't want it to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if they don't want it to, it's truly like it's work. Like, to be responsible emotionally, spiritually, energetically for one woman is a great task.
Mm-hmm.
Let alone two. So I'm blessed, like, truly. Like, I've seen how the capacity of my heart and my ability to love has been expanded even more in ways that I couldn't imagine.
I think a lot of times people think about being poly or polygamous, or when you think about having more than one partner in a lustful type manner.
Oh yeah, people be freaky.
Yeah, like just sexual.
Yeah.
It just means you go out and you have sex with a lot of different people.
Yeah.
And what I try to tell a lot of brothers be like, "Oh, I'm polygamous." It's like, brother, you're not monogamous yet. Like,
right.
Yet. You haven't figured out how to provide and support and make one woman happy, and you want to start off with 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think one of the things that I have noticed about you in the community is, when I see you with your queens, is that you treat them respectfully. They smiling, they looking happy. You know what I mean? And I tell brothers, like, if you want to try to do this, you treat the women you with good, and the other women gonna come. Cause I be like, hey, what's up, family? You treat your people good. Other women go see you. They're gonna be flocking to you, try to see, because they know that you have what it takes to make a happy house, to make a happy, you know what I'm saying, you have the ability to you know, to do that and to carry on, and it makes, you know, more people want to flock to you. And then when you have the ability of discernment and you're not that lustful, crazy person, and you don't have a lot of foolishness around you either, which keeps your space
clear.
You know, yes, sir. And then you're doing the spiritual work, so you already know what that's about. And y'all have these beautiful, 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 these beautiful children. I just want to real quick show this picture. I love this picture. It's the Zen Teachings of Jesus.
Yes.
What's up with this book? What's up with this picture right here?
I had just got back from a retreat, and that book was subscribed. And it's a very, very powerful book, because oftentimes we think of Jesus just as Christian. But when you study history, you know that the story is the same. It's just in a different era. So the story of Jesus, you know, how he went to the Middle East or Kemet and learned all of these things, because that's where the magic was, and the most potent in the world at that time. So this brother went over there, studied this magic, this wisdom, and then carried it back, and then it spread it. Just like, you know, when it's an ancient practice that's truly honorable, it's gonna always stand the test of time. You're not gonna have to force people to be it. Like, you ain't gotta force people to be Buddhist. You ain't gotta force people to practice African spirituality. You ain't gotta do that, because it's organic, right? And the study of Jesus, like, it's Christ consciousness. Jesus truly was a living embodiment of unconditional love. He accepted all those around him, right? He accepted the people that other organizations, other people disowned. He was like, no, come be with me. Come sit with me. Come get this medicine. He ain't mess with religious people. So Christ consciousness is the ability for me to accept those around you as they are, to not judge people for what we deem as sin, because we all have our own shit, to allow humans to be humans. And if you have something to offer them and to help them bring themselves into alignment, then give it, no matter what they practice, no matter who they are, no matter how light, how dark they may be. You got to give it. It's here. We get all of it from God. It's an infinite source. It's an overflow.
That's right. Yeah. You know, we probably got some people on the line that then clicked off like, You know what I tell people, whether they believe he existed or they don't believe he existed, the fact of the matter is the energy of Jesus is there. You know what I'm saying? Everything they said he is, or they say he is, like, it's here because we done made monuments. You know what I'm saying? We got churches on every corner. You know, that energy has been fed, so it has been growing. And like you said, it's the embodiment of the unconditional love and things of that nature. So when we think about, you know, who Jesus is, and then the caption, I mean, the title itself was the Zen, you know, of Jesus. Like, that was definitely eye-catching for me, especially because I've had my own battles with, you know, I don't mess with dude like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the resistance, right? Yeah. You resist something because you've been hurt by it, you know. So I was hurt by the church, you know what I'm saying, which was also Jesus to me. Which is a lot of times people get it twisted. You know, you can't humanize unhuman things. I gotta make that make sense. But you know, it's the humans that's involved that has hurt me and, you know, broken me. But the energy that is of Jesus, Yahshua, he got all the names. Like many deities that we, you know, we practice, that we worship, that we pay homages to, that we honor. They all have their own different types of energy and may be named different things, you know, depending on a different system. You know, you got the goddess of love in every tradition, you know what I'm saying, in every system, and it's a different name, you know what I'm saying, but the energy is still the same. It's consistent, you know. So that's one of the things that I'm looking more into, about different ways that we also possess those different energies and entities and, you know,
Yeah.
embodiment of those spirits that's from within, because we hold all of those things within, because we are the elements, we are everything also, which means we are also directly connected to the divine source of those energies.
Yes. And when someone is in alignment, no matter what they practice spiritually, it's the energy of them is the same, right? They're welcoming, they open, they're nourishing someone, they're feeding someone. And when they're only stuck on that religious boat, it's the same, no matter what they practice.
Yeah.
It's the same. The form,
Yeah.
it's the same. You can't like, so we have to remove the like you said, the humanist out of spirituality,
Mm-hmm.
right? And understand,
and
like,
also the religious part too, right?
yeah,
That
exactly.
brings us kind of to our next question. When I was going to ask you, like, what is spirituality? And I got my Baba on here, so I definitely gotta, you know, Baba said, "Abaru aboye aboye abo shishe Baba." Thank you for joining us this early in the morning. I appreciate you. I appreciate you taking your time out to watch the show and also to comment. So I'm gonna go ahead and
Peace, Baba.
yeah, one more. Baba Puncho put up the fire. Hey, I appreciate you as well, Baba. But I done lost my little train of thought because I am.
You were about to mention what is spirituality?
Yes, what is spirituality to you? I'm gonna let you expound on that.
Spirituality to me is being connected, knowing that there is a greater source of power that has created all the things on this planet, all the good, all the things that we deem is not good. It's all created by source. And when you understand that all of it is created by source, you realize, like, no matter how dark a person may be, it's still God in them. No matter how much you disown, don't approve of their lifestyle, it's still God in them. Spirituality is something that really can't be explained. It's something that it can only be lived.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you can only live it. You can't talk it. That's intellectualizing it. You can only breathe it.
Mm-hmm.
And the breath of it is different based on what you practice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And to me, it's more like you can, some stuff you can't feel, you can only I mean, you can't, you know, talk about, you can only feel it, you know.
You can't see God.
Right.
No one knows what source looks like. No
Right.
practice. It's all made up in our imagination.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no one ain't no, we don't know what those Orisha look like.
Mm-hmm.
It's just we created them in our mind, right? We don't know what Jesus actually looked like. He ain't got no real statues. We created he in our mind. We don't know what Allah. It's all in our head.
Yeah.
It's all there.
Mm-hmm. And in our hearts, you know,
yeah,
it's the connection. It's the way we feel. You know, like I said, connected to the divine source. It's crazy. Yeah, when I talk about spirituality, it gets a little interesting for me because I like all different types of you know, we use religion kind of as a for me as a tool to reach, you know, and to connect with spirit. These are things that's been going on for years, you know what I'm saying, that's been way long before us, of people how they connected to spiritual things. But I think a lot of times we, you know, we adapt other people's, you know, version of what spirituality is and then forget about our own experiences, our own connections, our own past lives, or, you know, things that connected us to the different things that we do spiritually. Ashe Baba said it's a vibration. And it is. And you can feel it. You know, I feel it in my body. You know, I'm not in the church right now, but baby, the Holy Ghost.
Yeah.
You know, I love me. So, you know, get up and shout, you know what I'm saying? That's an energy that I've never felt the ability to break something within me, you know what I'm saying, since I left the church, and I'm still looking for it. I'm trying to develop it here. You know, somewhere I could just run around and take off and get that up off of me.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't even really necessarily connect that directly to the church. You know, that's from within, you know, that's a spiritual, that's one spiritual connection that, you know, I feel like nobody can deny.
Right.
And like you were saying, you know, I can talk about that for hours. So I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop with that. Do you want to add anything to that? So I go to my next question, Baba.
Yeah, I understand that spirituality is breath, right? It's the spaces in between time that allows that reinforces us to be present, right? It's not rushed, and it's how can I express it? It can't even fully be expressed, right? You really can't even see it. Like you don't even see when you can't see the Holy Ghost. You can't see an Orisha. You just see how it's activated and how it comes to your human body. But we don't see it. We don't see when they cleansing us. We don't see it. You can feel it, maybe, but sometimes you don't.
Ashe. Baba Keontae said peace, love, and evolution. Ashe.
Yeah.
Ashe. That takes us to our next question, Baba. I'm gonna just let's see. Baba Keontae been on. He been on every show. He been sharing. So we want to send a special shout out to Baba Keontae. Thank you.
Peace, Bobby Keontae. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Chef Keys. So my next question going to is asking, what is community? What is community to you?
Community to me is family.
Ashe.
It's and blood or not blood, and oftentimes not blood, right? You have to like exist out of your own community, out of your own tribe, out of your own bloodline to really feel and experience what community is by people who don't know you, who accept you and this new being that you're becoming, right? So community to me is it's unconditional love, right? And allowing people to be as big as they desire or as big as they can be, and allowing them the space to really be it, even if I can't be it. I'm grateful to acknowledge that there's something even greater in you to help heal and bring balance into this space and the world around us. Yeah.
Ashe. It's funny you say that because I be feeling sometimes it's kind of hard to be yourself, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big girl. I'm big, I'm loud, you know, I'm colorful, you know, I'm all of the things. And a lot of times, a lot of people get offended by it or maybe take up too much space, you know, and I'm like, man, I would love to be able to be just as big as I wanted to be, you know, to be able to express myself fully, you know, without the judgments, without the criticisms, you know, without the jealousy and, you know, things like that. But if we were just able and allowed to be our full selves and be accepted, you know, even sometimes that full self can look real jacked up, you know, but if we living it out loud and we got community and people around us to say, hey, this is not that, and this is not what you do, you know, and you do this, and this how this makes me feel. And then you're able to change and allow it to still be your true self, you know, because you've lived it out loud, opposed to like trying to hide it and living like this. And, you know, and then you've been this person living inside of yourself for all these years. And, you know, it peaks out because it's going to come out anyway, you know. But I think for me, community definitely is surrounding yourself around people that love you and care about you, that want to see you succeed. And it don't have to be that love of we know each other, you know, but that self-love to say, hey, I know you're a reflection of me. You know what I mean? I want to see you successful. I want to see you succeed. I want to see you do the best, be the best version of yourself. You know, I like that's one of the reasons why I have this space. Like I want to see community. You know, I want to see us loving on each other. I want to see us able to look at each other and see hurt, you know, see the bad in us, and see the good. And understand a lot of that stuff come from trauma, you know, or things that we hadn't even no control over, you know, but be able to love our brothers, the abusers, you know, the victims. You know, we need to be able to love on the abusers and the victims to heal each other. To heal the abuser, to heal the victim, you know, everybody, you know, those that's living their best life, those that's living a pure and clean life, you know, and those that's not, but having a space where everybody can come together and be their very true self and be seen, but also have systems that set in place where we have people that we respect and we love that can help us regulate, that can help us become the best versions of ourselves. Because I feel like it ain't too many people out here that's just bogus,
Yeah.
But a lot of times we got a lot of hurt and a lot of a lot of
no sorries.
A lot of things that keep us from being able to be the best versions of ourselves for our community. And I feel like we all in the community, everybody in the world is in the community. We have smaller communities within communities, but definitely we just have to be able to, as Black people, right, in these times, to be able to find a space where we can come to, and I'm just saying being healed, but I feel like that's I'm always so healing, right? But to be able to be healed in a safe space that's safe for all people to be themselves. I'm gonna go ahead because you got something to say. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah. Grateful for you, thankful for you, and how you pour into our community, and knowing and honoring that, and fully having faith and belief that you're a queen and you're a goddess, because you create the space as a temple to nourish people. And it matters not what the outside noise is in our own head, right? Not even taking personal our own thoughts that don't serve us. Not even believing that. Having faith in what you know about you, right? Connecting with that Ori, speaking, soothing that Ori, letting order, commanding, demanding that your Ori brings forth the people that's going to expand, that's going to be seen, that's going to be felt, that's going to be nourished, that's going to be heard, that's going to be loved, that's going to be filled with the medicine that I offer to them by being in my space, by coexisting in my community that we're all co-creating.
Yes, sir.
And knowing too that those judgments are also God. Right? It can't be, it ain't made up from nothing else. Even if it is from a demon, demons are still made from the same source that make light. Right? And we often want to subtract that element, that energy of God, right? Like God is only good, right? And we create what's good and bad, because what's good to you may not be good to me. What's bad for you may not be bad for me. So it's all human shit, right? And the moment we remove the judgments about ourselves, about each other, the more we truly can be in harmony and coexist, and allowing people to be as big. And I like what you said about allowing space for abusers, right? Oftentimes we want to remove these people, but I'm an avid believer of loving the unlovable, right? It's easy to love people that's lit, that's right, that's easy.
Yeah.
But how do you love the person that got that, like, hold on, what cuz on? Like, what he doing with these women? Like, what? Like, how do I understand that he just out of alignment? Yeah. That's not who he is. He thinks that's who he is. So he's misusing, or he's taking, or he's forcefully getting that eye shape from the feminine.
She's the days, the thems, and the we's and the uses.
Yeah, exactly. So knowing that it's a test for all of us. Like, how do I love someone that isn't offering necessarily love to people? How do I?
Those are the people that need it the most.
Yeah, they need the medicine more than anybody.
Yeah,
that's what it's for. I don't know if my medicine works if people are in alignment.
Right.
People got to be out of alignment for me to realize, oh, okay, Reiki does this. Oh, this herb does this. Right? Or this mushroom does this.
It's like, if we really believe in what we say we believe in, we definitely should be moving different. We definitely should be providing different services and different things like that to the people in our communities. If we believe in the medicines that we use and the tools that we use to connect spiritually, naturally, and all of those things, we definitely should be moving different. But I'm gonna come back, because you see I'm still wiping my eye. I'm a little emotional, about stuff. Now we've been putting this picture up a few times. Now what's going on here, Baba?
That's in Chichen Itza and Mexico, one of the 7 wonders of the world. Very, very powerful place. And I went there with my cousin, and it was so beautiful. Like to feel the energy of those pyramids and to see how willing and to hear the story. The Pataki is about how the Mayans coexisted, like to feel what do we call, what are they called? I can't think of the name, but like the holes in the ground and how they willingly sacrifice themselves. And to us and today, we like, hold on, they was willingly giving that life. But back then, they believed that you couldn't die. They believed that lives and cycles reincarnated. So they were willing, like in this present season, all right, I'm willing to offer myself. And I know that sounds crazy for us, but
I say, oh man, that came out the blue.
right. But that's they have spaces specifically that they did that in there. Mm-hmm. And to feel that energy, like, oh, it's like, oh, you feel it, like, oh no,
that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother group of people.
Right.
About the sacrifices now. Just real quick, because we are about to get ready to wrap it up. You offer so many different things. How can people reach you? What services do you offer? Do you got any special for Mama Africa people that's listening right now?
Yes. I offer Reiki sound healing sessions, massages.
And I heard they lit. I told y'all, the girl was like, I'm the only one in the room. Like, everybody was there. Show, but I was like, oh my God, I forgot where I was at. But go ahead.
She thought she had her own concert. He's here for me.
Only me, baby. Okay, go ahead.
Reiki sessions, massages, meal prepping, meal planning, retreats. What else do I offer? Workshops on all of the things that I offer to the community. You can also learn from me. I can teach you how to meditate, how to tap into your greater self, how to tap into your breath. You need some yoga, I got you. Any medicine that you feel you may need or you may not even know if you need it or what it is to bring yourself into alignment, hit me up and I got you.
Ashe. One question I try to ask everybody too is, when you think about Mama Africa's Marketplace, what do you think? What comes to mind?
A temple. It's a temple that's bringing people from various backgrounds, from various communities. It's a portal. It's a very vibrant and lit portal that's expanding very rapidly. And I'm grateful to be a part of it and to see it in this lifetime, in this life form, the power of heart and wanting people to be themselves, right? And genius being, it's also a space for genius to be offered to our community.
Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I just be curious to know, what comes to your mind, what pops up. Everybody has a different version of Mama Africa's Marketplace. Now, is there anything else that you may want to share with the people before we get out of here about Zen Frankie, about the vegan chef, the Reiki master, the healer, the family man? I call you the family man because now we got a few people, I ain't gonna say a few. We do got a lot of brothers in the community that's, putting in the work. But when I see you pouring into your children, because, we got the stereotype that black men don't do this and black men don't, parent, black men don't father. I'm always grateful when I see you come through with the children, when I see you come through with the queens, it's always, I don't really want to say like, peaceful, blissful love and light, you know what I'm saying? Because we all have our issues and our problems, but I can see you always being intentional about the interactions that you have with your children, about them being able to be themselves, and letting them be able to express themselves. And just having that, this beautiful black family imagery around you. And I'm sure somebody might got some stories that you did something, but But when I see you and the image of family that you represent, I just want to say thank you for pouring into these beautiful Black girls, these beautiful Black boys. I feel good knowing that, my children gonna be surrounded around these type of people in my community, in our village. And as time go on, and they become adults, I feel like they probably ain't gonna be doing a lot of the stuff that a lot of people doing out here. So just real quickly, probably in about 2 minutes, can you just tell us a little bit about how does that feel? You live in your life, but a lot of people out here are not living that family life and that fatherhood the way you do.
Yeah. Yeah. I was telling Ayana, it was just the other night, that how grateful and blessed I am to be a father, to be able to procreate and to see your legacy being manifested, and to see better versions of you being created. And like, I'm really nothing without fatherhood. Like, fatherhood really has shifted and really made me a man. Like, because it removes the selfishness that a lot of men embody, that a lot of us embody, because you're often, when you truly living in the flow, like our entire yoga practice is based on family, right? And when you value and pour into it, it pours back into you in ways that you could ever imagine. Like, I know the abundance that has come our ways because of family. And if it was just me moving, it wouldn't be like this.
Yeah.
And when people see that beauty, when they see that light around you and in your children, like, let me pour into this brother. Let me invite him to this space. Let me offer him this contract. It really matters.
Let me bring him on to Mama Africa's house show.
Right. It really matters. So yeah, I'm really grateful and blessed to have the ability to expand family, to create family. It's such a beautiful feeling, like, really. And like, you're your own party. Like, we be like, man, we gonna stay in. We ain't gotta go out there. Like, we our own party.
Sure.
We gonna go to the beach. We gonna go to the park and buy. Like, it's just us, and we lit. Like, we enjoying us. We ain't gotta have this big thing. Like, we're enough, right? And it's powerful to really exist in the energy. And I'm really, really very, very grateful. And I have so much gratitude for my family. Like, really, I don't know where I would be or how I would be if not with them.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that's where we bring our peace from. So if you got with the wrong family, then I'm sorry to hear that. Y'all got to start getting some healing. They call Baba Zen over here, so y'all get some Reiki in the family going, right. And get some homeschool collectives going, so y'all gonna know what it feels like. I feel like everybody should definitely understand and feel that love and appreciation from family. Real quick, we got Mama Naima that said, "Thank you for sharing this valuable information. We appreciate you, and the both of you keep shining. I highly appreciate conversations like this." Ashe. And we are coming to the close. Thank you so much for, like I said before, all you do for our community, all you have done for just the families, and we look forward to having you and your family at Mama Africa's Marketplace, as y'all promised. We'll be coming soon with some events and some food and some homeschool collective stuff, parents and classes, all of those things coming to Mama Africa Marketplace. So thank you all for watching. Definitely always giving thanks to those who popped up at 7 a.m. and graced us. Peace. And
before you hold on.
Yep.
Hold on, I want to offer something before we close. Just some breath, just some space.
Brother, we gone.
We gone? We ain't got no more time?
2 seconds. You got 1 second for a breath.
Okay, deep inhale. And exhale, shoulders relaxed. May peace be on our journey. May love be on our journey. May present-mindedness be in our wheelhouse. May ease, may flow be all within our heart space. Even more love.
Ashe.
And so it is. Ashe.
Ashe.
We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, dhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, gracias. Italy, grazie. Egypt, shukran. Ghana, madasi. Nigeria, eshe. South Africa, Ngiyabonga. Senegal, Jared. Kenya, Asante. Israel, Toda. Pakistan, Shukriya. Afghanistan, Tashakur. Saudi Arabia and Palestine, Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.